So let's go back to talking about water chemistry. We're on vorlauf, Josh. Everything looks good and normal. But we were with our brew log, and you might not be able to see it here, but there will be a full recipe and a tasting at the end, and it's going to have its own fancy can. This is a special release. Sweaty. This is a special release from Cartridge. And so this is going to be, is this a 12-ounce release or a 16-ounce, Josh? Is this a 12-ounce or a 16-ounce release? 12, I think. 12. The tension's already starting to build between Josh and I. I feel as if, never mind him. I feel like it's one of those situations where, like, you know, the feelings are so strong that you actually have to start trying to create distance. And I respect that. It just means, it just shows how much he loves me. You know what I mean? Let me get my calcium chloride. I need only 136 grams, and this is ultimately going to go into the kettle. And I'll tell you more about that in a second. All right. I'm going to get 136 grams of calcium chloride in here. Boomski. I'm drinking Amanda's Krispy Kreme coffee this morning. She told me I could yesterday. There was only one left, but I took it. I mean, it is what it is. Now, one thing that's different with this mash for this stout is I will typically mash at like 135, and I'm going a little bit higher. I'm going, what did I say, 5.35. I am mashing up a little bit higher. We're targeting 5.47 today for that, because that little higher mash temp can be maybe a little bit more conducive to brewing the old stouty boys. So yeah, but one difference is that I would typically add this second portion. I am using brewing water for my water software. I would typically add this into the sparge. I'm waiting on that and just adding that to the kettle now. That's one change that I've made throughout my time here at Cartridge. I am still going to be getting my 207 mils of food grade phosphoric acid into the rusty trusty, it's just trusty, spray bottle, white spray bottle, food grade spray bottle. Pour that boy in there, top it up to 25 ounces to dilute it, and then I spray that over the surface of the mash. So the purpose of that is to be adjusting the pH of the sparge water, because I cannot easily bulk adjust the pH of my water in the HLT. Very common question I get. But anyways, I think that's it for right now. It'll be good. It'll be really good. All right, so I just took a gravity sample and I have it on my hydrometer. Refractometer. Also, we have been using the little Anton Par Easy Dens, which is really great. You don't need a huge, what am I, my mom? Dropping the H's off the things. You don't need a huge sample in order to do that, in order to catch that one. I still do use my hydrometer, or geez Louise, my refractometer. And we've got a good number here. We're looking at like 21.4 bricks on our initial mash, on our initial work. We're looking good there. So I do not find these as consistent as the Easy Dens. I can run the same sample through the Easy Dens multiple times, and I'll get the same number. These are a little wonky for me. I don't know about you. If you get great results out of your refrac, and maybe I need a more expensive one. I don't know, but it's always just been a little wonky for me. But by and large, we're looking good. We're clearing up pretty nicely. It is hard to show you. I have like 5 minutes left in this recirc, and you can see, I mean, there's not a whole lot of, there's just a whole bunch of darkness here. So I'm gonna grab a flashlight and see if I can get some light through this thing, but I don't think I can. Hold on. Boomski. All right, let's see. No, not really. Not much. I'm still seeing the occasional bit of grain, but that's going to clear up here over the next few minutes. So we're in good shape there. So I've got my recirc going. My mash temp that I hit is 157. I'm glad to be on the upper end of that range, because the warmer we mash, the higher residual sugar we should expect in this beer. And being that this is a pumpkin beer that's going to have some pumpkin spice in it, and along with vanilla, along with, which I think vanilla is kind of a sweetener almost, if you will. I will be hitting this with a little bit of pumpkin pie natural extract to kind of lift the nose a little bit too, because I do like to layer up real spice with a little bit of extract on top of it, a TTB approved natural extract. These are actually from Apex Flavors, who I like quite a bit. Not a sponsor, but bring it at me if you want to. What else? We're recircing. Before too long, we're going to be ready to start lautering this newly created wort, this newly minted wort, because this is what we do in the brew house, is we mint wort on the hot side. Am I wrong, Josh?
Not wrong. I mean, not about that.
Josh is running the ATP meter. Our ATP meter is pretty sweet. This is one of the fancy upgrades we've had since joining forces with Sauce Boss. They're not cheap, but basically what they'll do is when we hit various ports, thank you, when we are running Sani on a tank like we are to brew into today, this fermenter, after we're done running the SIP, sanitize in place, through the spray ball, and then we run it through the individual ports, we'll go ahead and swab one of the shadows on the door, one of the difficult places to reach with the sanitizer with this, and you do it kind of like in a tic-tac-toe fashion, and then go back across like this, kind of turning the swab as you go. Then it goes back into a little test tube thingy, whoop, like one of these, boom, drop it in there, crack this off, squeeze the liquid down and shake it, and drop it in here, and it'll give us a reading. 90% of the time we get 0. 98% of the time we get a 0. Sometimes we get a 1. The threshold that we've been told to run with is anything below 10. So anyways, it's just a way of double checking that you are clean and sanitized in your tank. These things aren't cheap. Most people won't have the resources to have them, but they are a cool thing to play with. But that said, we will also rerun Sani on that tank. Once it's, we'll just hook it up and go through the ports that we sample and through the CIP spray ball up top to make sure us opening it didn't introduce anything new. So yeah, I think that's it. ATP meter. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you feel as if you got any value out of the video, please like and subscribe. There are also other videos that you can watch. They're gonna maybe be over here or over here. Appreciate you watching.